So today we're going to be making some Alexander Calder artwork, and since we're not in school and you might not have construction paper, like colored construction paper, what we're going to do is make our own colored paper by just coloring it and attaching it, and you'll see what I mean. So the materials you're going to need are black paper, white paper, and extra white paper. So if you don't have black, you could just have the two white papers, and you can always color part of the paper in black to be your black paper. But we're going to be also needing glue, markers, and a pencil. So when you get your black paper, you can just put that to the side and put one of your white papers to the side. We're going to be making some colors on our paper, and we're going to have to like fill in a whole big section almost. So like I'm thinking if you want to do warm or cool, that would be good. So I'm kind of in a cool mood today. So I'm going to get my markers out that are cool colored. And I want to have you guys just color in the paper with different sections, because we don't have construction paper available that's already colored. You'll just have to color your own paper. So you can literally just color the different sections in with your marker, and you want to make sure that the sections are big enough that you can use the paper, like so it would be like using blue paper instead of just like marker. So that's like a good section. I could rip some paper pieces from there. Purple. And it's really good to use like the side of a marker, because then you get like more coverage. And if you don't have your black paper, you can do the same type thing with a black marker at the bottom of your page. You would need a good portion, like at least like a corner for your black, so I can show that as well. But if you have black paper, you won't need to do this step. This is just for friends who do not have black. And of course my marker is dying, so I'll just go through and then go on top of it with a new marker. So you want to do at least like a corner in black if you don't have black paper. The bigger it is would be cool, but I don't want you guys to kill your markers like I am with mine. A crayon, if you don't have a lot of marker ink left. Crayon doesn't have as neat of like a look to it, I find, but it can if you push down solid, and if that's all you have, that's totally cool. Plus it's a lot neater. It won't stain your table and stuff. So I have at least a black corner. The more the better, because you'll see what we're going to be doing with these. It'll make sense in a moment. It's based on our artist who, in the slideshow, you saw some of his work. But I want to finish with my cool colors. So now I have my colors colored in, and this is part of the project that some people love, some people hate. We're going to be ripping the paper in a way that's very particular. You'll see. So I'm going to put this one to the side for a second. Our white paper is ready to go, a separate white paper. And if you have black paper, what you're going to do is carefully tear your paper. And I like to start in the middle of my black paper and kind of just like twist the paper a little bit, like tearing it, because you want to get some like cool jagged edges, almost like mountain-like. And the bigger you want it to be, the better. Just I know, just don't go like more than halfway. Like, I think either of these pieces of paper would work for what we're doing. I'm thinking this one's kind of cool because it has these nice mountains. So once you have that paper, that one's all set to go. If you're a friend who does not have black paper, you can carefully do a similar thing with your colored black paper. Add a little bit of wiggliness to it. And I want you to not use scissors. I know it's tempting, but this is all about like practicing tearing. And see, it's not the same, but it will still work, even if it's smaller. No worries. I'm gonna demonstrate with the construction paper, but you can use what you have. So the paper should be the same size as the white paper, about. If not, no worries, it just fits in a corner. So I'm gonna get my glue, go around the edges only, because we don't need to waste glue like in the middle. We're gonna put that on our white paper in that corner. And I like how it's kind of like mountainy and random. It's kind of cool. So then we're going to be grabbing our colored paper. And if you have actual colored construction paper, you can feel free to use that. But it's almost, I don't know if you want to waste it, because we are just going to be needing little baby pieces. So again, we're not using scissors. We're going to be ripping, and you're just ripping little parts of your paper. So I'm trying to get some little slivers of blue. Avoid the temptation to use scissors. Practice your tearing skills. And we're looking for like circular / square type shapes. My cool colors of paper that we drew on, and they kind of have like cool texture because they're made out of marker, or maybe use crayon, that's fine too. And you don't want to have like too much white paper. You just want to basically have the shapes. So you can go back in there and make some more rips if you need to. Avoid scissors. So I have my papers. What we're going to do now is kind of arrange it in a way that looks kind of cool. So you can use all of your colors, and I like to do a few pieces like on my black paper and a few on my white, and you can even overlap and layer. Have some kind of floating. You can always make some smaller pieces. Composition looks kind of interesting. I want to say that maybe you should have at least 3 on the white paper and maybe 1 or 2 or 3 on the black. It depends how much paper you get out of your ripping. So I'm going to get my glue bottle again and remember where I put them, add some glue carefully on there. Some extra pieces if I want to add them later. You always could add them to like the black part or on top of other pieces, but now we're going to be taking a black marker, and once this is all kind of like dry, you can do this in pencil first if you prefer, but I think it's cool to just practice being a really confident artist and go right in with your marker. So what we're going to do to start is you start at wherever your black paper is, and you're going to be drawing lines following the shapes of what you have. So see how I went around my shapes? There's a little divot here, so I did the divot there. And that's why it's important to glue the pieces down first. And be very careful when you're doing the lines. If you do it in marker first, it probably is a good idea to do it in pencil, but if you want to be very careful, I'm fine with you doing it in marker. And you just are following whatever shape you were left with. So we're going to be hitting our first shape. So you're going to start where you were. When you get close to a shape and you won't be able to fit a line underneath, you're going to go around the shape, following it until you can reach that path again. fit under there, so I'm going to go up, down, over, and back on track. So if it goes off of the page, just imagine that it's coming back. And you might need to just go around all your shapes. Piece of artwork that is very unique and different from each other's, if you were to see each other's, as we can hold them up at the end of school, at the end of this. But I made my lines kind of like pencil thickness away from each other. If you want to get them closer together, that's fine. I wouldn't get them too much farther than like a pencil or a Sharpie width. But yeah, so you can enjoy your art. Very abstract, very cool. It's kind of different. So hopefully you had fun. Thanks. Bye.